What is going on, everybody? So today we're actually be showing you the best class setup for the LACHMANN-556. You guys can see I have it gold, and it is actually one of my favorite ARs currently in the game. The game has only been out for less than a week, so it's hard to say what are the best weapons, what is the best, but all of my class setups will be set up for third-person Mosh Pit. So if you guys enjoy third-person in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, well, this is the channel for you. Recommend hitting a thumbs up and hitting subscribe because I love third person here, but I do love the first person, but obviously most of my class setups, unless I say, will be set for third person, and you'll see it in the description. So hopefully you guys are ready for it. Let's get into the build itself. So right here we have the LACHMANN-556. You can see it is in gold. I finally finished this last night, so very excited about that. But we currently have no attachments on this, so what we need to do is set it up so that way you guys can enjoy it the way I enjoy it. So let's start off with the magazine. I always go with the magazine once I get this unlocked. It's just the way I personally like it. You can do a couple different things. You can go with the 60 round, but remember your sprint to fire speed is going to be hindered a little bit. Personally, I like the 40 round. Between the two, you do get 20 more rounds, but I feel like with the 40, you have enough time to kill, even if you need to fight those multiple enemies, because the time to kill on this weapon is actually pretty good. So I go with the 40 round mag. If you feel like you're not hitting enough shots, you might want to bump it up a little bit. Remember, your mobility and your handling will hinder a little bit, so that's actually going to go down. So yeah, we're going to go right here. Now, let's go to the underbarrel. So the underbarrel is going to help you with the hip fire, the recoil, and all of that. So you actually have two that you guys can go with. A lot of people like the lock grip precision. I personally like the VX pineapple on this one. And the reason why is the difference between the two is one gives you hip recoil control, and that's going to help you, especially in third person. You hit fire a lot, and even when you zoom in to the right. So to me, the pineapple is going to be your go-to. Some people might disagree and they might go with the lock grip. I personally like the pineapple. I think it gives you that hip fire accuracy, hip fire recoil control. Obviously you get the recoil steadiness, and you also get that aiming walking steadiness speed. Now the cons to this are the hip walking speed and aim down sight speed, but with other attachments, we can still improve on that. So these are the big difference between these two right here. Obviously, I wouldn't even recommend putting this one on unless this is the first one you get. But obviously, the one you want to go with is this VX Pineapple. That's the one that I like. And you guys can see, looks really good. So we're going to click on that right there. So right now, we have the 40 round mag. We also have the VX Pineapple. Those are our two attachments. The next one we're going to go with is the rear grip, and you can see there are currently only 3 you can unlock, but the one that I actually use on this one is the LMK64 grip. Now this is going to give us that sprint to fire speed and the aimed outside speed. So the cons that we got on the last one, we're going to actually get it back here, and the recoil controls a little bit. But I feel like in third person, if you guys shoot from third person, you guys know, even in this gameplay, recoil isn't that bad, especially with most of the guns. But the sprint to fire speed is going to be crucial. So that's what I go right here. So we have the LMK64 grip, we have the 40 round mag, and then we have the VX Pineapple. So the next item I like going with is I actually ignore the muzzle and I actually go with the barrel. The barrel is one of the ones that I like going with. And you actually have 3 that you can use here. And I actually like the LACHMANN wrap barrel, and this is gonna give us that bullet velocity, so lets your bullets hit faster, you know, and you can actually kill those enemies quicker. Damage range, which is great, especially in third person, because you want to have some damage range too. You have the recoil control, so even though on the last one we lost it, and then we have the hip fire accuracy. Now on this one we do lose a little bit of hip recoil control, movement speed, and aim down sight speed, but overall the gun starts to balance very well when you use this one. There's a couple other ones you can use, but ideally this has been my go-to, and I actually like it. And with the time to kill on this weapon, it's very accurate and kills enemies fast. And I've noticed I've done very well with this setup right here. So right now we have, oh, sorry, let's select it. So right now we have the LACHMANN wrap barrel, we have the VX Pineapple, we have the 40 round mag, and then we have the LMK64, and we still have one more attachment. So some people might want to change the ammunition, not a fan of it. Some people might want to change the muzzle. Unless you're going for the challenge to unlock the gold, that's where you'd put one of the silencers on. Besides that, I wouldn't put the laser, especially in third person, because you can see the laser when you're coming around corners. So if you're trying to use that third person to your advantage, not something I would use. It does help a lot, but I will tell you the enemies do see it. So that's just something. If you don't mind enemies knowing where you're coming from, then obviously this Beam 5 is actually really good. But personally, what I like using is the stock. And what the stock is going to do is we're going to be using the LACHMANN S9 factory. And look at this. It's giving us sprint speed, aiming, walking speed, crouch moving speed, aim down sight speed. So a lot of the cons on some of the other ones helped out on this one. So it all kind of balances a little bit. Now, the other ones didn't really do enough for me to, if you're not going to use this one, then I would use one of the lasers, or if you want a scope, then use that. But obviously, if you're in third person and you're not using a third person to first person ADS, and using the third person to third person, well, this is going to be it right here. So this LACHMANN S9 factory. So that is how this setup is. We have the LACHMANN wrap barrel, we have the VX pineapple grip, we have the 40 round mag. Like I said, you guys can use the 60 if you want. We have the LMK64 grip to help with that recoil, and then we have the LACHMANN S9 factory. But this is it right here. This is how I have mine set up, and I think if you guys use it this way, you guys will see how much and how good this weapon is. Now, I was using the M4 prior to this, and then I started using a lot of the other platforms, and I decided the LACHMANN-556 was the next weapon that I enjoyed using, that I would have fun using, you know, because at the end of the day, you have to have fun using it. And I was like, you know what, this will be the next one I get gold. Obviously, I used it. Took me a couple hours and I got a gold, and I'm having fun with it. There are a couple other ARs that I'm having fun with, so I will keep messing with them. Now, while I say it's his best weapon in the game, I'm not going to go that far. I'm going to say it's one of the top weapons. And I feel like a lot of the weapons are really balanced really well, especially the ARs. So if you enjoy using ARs in this game, you have multiple choices. But yeah, this is the LACHMANN-556 best class setup for this. And let's show you the rest of the class so that way you guys know how to set this up. So for your secondary, you guys can use whatever you want, but if you notice, I have the side impact. This is from the beta, and it comes with fully modded out, so obviously put whatever sidearm you guys want to level up, but if you're looking to go, I'm just going to put this here. That's up to you. Now, I personally like the stim. Some people like other things. You can run the flash, the stun. The stim is actually great, and I actually pair that up with the frag grenade, and some people honestly like the drill charge, which is actually really good, or they like the Semtex. So though this is really up to you. Now for my perk package, I haven't fully maxed out. So the one I've been picking is the Phantom. So we have Bad and Hardened on here, which is going to reduce the effect of enemies' flash, stun, and EMPs, gas grenades, shock, stickies, immune to snapshot grenades. And then we got Double Time. I love Double Time. Double Time will be the perk that I use on almost all my builds. Double duration of tactical sprint increases crouch movement speed by 30%. Then the two that I think you really need, because this game, everybody seems to know where you're at all times. I like Cold-Blooded, undetectable by AI targeting systems, thermal optics, does not trigger high alert warning, does not highlight in enemy tactical cameras, recon drones, or spotter scopes. So for me, I think this is key. And obviously Ghost, undetectable by UAVs, portable radars, and heartbeat sensors. So that those two are my go-tos. Now, you can put whatever perks you want, but ideally, Cold-Blooded Ghost is what I use because people spam UAVs so much in this game, and you'll notice. So, Battle Hardened, Double Time, Cold-Blooded Ghost. Now, once, I will tell you, let's go back. Once I get this set up, I'll go Double Time, and then I think what I'll probably do is run Scavenger, or I might even run Tracker or Extra Tactical. It's really up to you what you go with, but Cold-Blooded Ghost will be my go-tos. Double Time and maybe Scavenger, depending if I'm playing something like Domination. And then you notice we have the munitions box, right? Ideally, I don't want to run this. I'd rather run Scavenger and Double Time, and then I can run Dead Silence once I unlock this. I think it's a level 51. That's what we're working on. So Dead Silence will be the field upgrade perk right here. So that will be my class setup right there. And that's how I have it set up for you guys. So if you guys have any questions on this, let me know in the comments. But this has been one of my favorite weapons to use at the moment, and I'm going to continue to make more class setups. So if you guys want to see more, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and obviously I'll see you guys in the next one. But hey, appreciate you guys. Until then, hey, nothing but skills out. Take it easy, everybody.